All right, good morning. Riley and Van Gogh here, and Skylar is in front of us. Hey, Skylar.
Hey.
Yeah, hey, yep. It's like Groundhog Day today. Just in that, Skylar got up at the shelter this morning, started his hike, and then he passed us a little bit before I was ready to get started, but he was ready for a short break, so he came up and said hi. And then it didn't take me long to get my packed up this morning. But yeah, today is day number 116 for Riley and my hike on the AT, Monday, August 26th. And it's a nice day today so far. Yeah. Nice and cool, but not cold. And it seems like the sky's mostly clouded over. We had a bit of an uphill to start, or I had a bit of an uphill to start the day. Riley and I did, and now we're kind of leveling out a little bit. And Riley is excited to go today. Literally, when we stepped out of we're walking out of the campsite, Riley was so excited that Skylar was just a little bit in front of us, and Riley kind of took off, and I didn't have firm control of the leash, and so he pulled me down, and I kind of fell forward, but then landed on my back, and I banged my knee against a rock, and I have a little bruise there, but I've been able to walk on it so far today, and it doesn't feel like anything is seriously wrong with it. Just a little bruise on the skin. So I'm counting my blessings for the fact that it's not worse than it is. Skylar's going through a little knee pain himself, which hopefully it's nothing serious.
Yep.
But
hopefully it's just still working on my trail legs.
Yeah, indeed. We've had a lot of there's a big downhill this morning with a lot of rocks, and that always makes it hard on the knees. So Riley and I had a good night's sleep last night. There were some big roots underneath our tent, but we're both tired enough that they just feel like little pebbles to us. So we were able to get a good night's sleep. I was not able to get any reading done last night. So it's like the 5th night in a row that I haven't done any reading. I'm just getting into camp too late, basically, and then I'm ready to go to sleep by the time. What's that?
Is that a shoe or a moose?
Huh. That is interesting. That does not look like a human shoe, right. Definitely. And it's not a dog paw, so yeah, that's
huge.
That's interesting there. But I only see one of them, so.
Yeah. Across the trail.
Yeah, anyway, so we're off to a good start today. Towards the end of the day, we're expecting to climb up Stratton Mountain. It's, according to the elevation profile, it looks like a big triangle. So a steep climb up and then a steep descent down. But that's towards the end of the day, so but once we get around that area, I expect we'll be, I'll do a closer look at far out to see what our camping options are, so we can have a good plan for the end of the day. All right, good afternoon, good early evening. Just a little update on the day. Mr. Riley and Van Gogh here. Day is going fine so far. We've been hiking the vast majority of the day with Skylar. Which has been quite nice. He's been excellent company. We tend to go at a very similar pace, and he's fine with hiking in front. so it helps to motivate Riley. But I like it when we're behind. Nice little rest spot here, very nice. Hold up, buddy. But Skylar decided to take a little break back there. And Firemaster and Rome and Big Ramen all reconnected with us today. Nice little tree here. Hold up, buddy. All right, hold up, buddy. Ugh. My right knee is still bothering me a bit. When I put pressure on it like this, when it's lying on the ground, I can definitely feel it. Feels like a bruise, and it hurts a little bit when I walk. Particularly uphill when I'm powering up with my right leg. But I don't think it's anything super serious, and I'm optimistic that after getting to sleep tonight and getting a good night's rest, hopefully it'll start to feel better tomorrow. Anyway, so after getting going this morning, we got to the next shelter called Story Spring Shelter. Skylar and I and Riley hiked there together, and we were ready for a break when we got there. So we sat down in the shelter, and we took a long enough break that Big Ramen walked in, and so did Rome, and then Firemaster. I think all three of them actually made it to the previous shelter last night, which Skylar was at, which was Goddard Shelter. And currently, Firemaster is a bit ahead of us, and that's why Riley is so motivated right now. He remembers that Firemaster is ahead of us, so he was unfazed when Skylar stopped to take a break. Normally, if there was nobody else ahead of us, Riley would stop at the same time when he saw Skylar stop, but Riley is happy to continue since he knows there's a friendly face in front of us to try to catch up to. So we're currently hiking up, hold up, buddy, up a mountain called Stratton Mountain, which I think is one of the better known mountains in the Green Mountain National Forest. Riley, hold up. And there's a road right at the base, which makes it easy for people to drive right up to the base and do a day hike up the mountain and back down to their car, or up and over, and then however long they want the hike to be. Supposedly it's 3.4 miles up the mountain from the direction that we're going, and then it's 3 miles down the other side to get to a big pond called Stratton Pond, and that's where a shelter is located. There's actually two shelters. I didn't realize that. One shelter has a caretaker, and you have to pay a fee. I think it's like $10, might be a little more. But apparently there's also another shelter in the same area, which is free and doesn't have a caretaker. And I think the rest of the group, Rum, Firemaster, Big Ramen, and I'm not sure about Skylar, but I think they're all planning to go to that shelter. All right, so we're getting close to the top of Stratton Mountain. Riley, hold up. And that looks like a caretaker's cabin. And there's a lookout tower here, and I believe Firemaster's up there. That looks like her pack. There's no camping up here. Riley, hold up. Oh, and looks like she's Riley, she's ascending the fire tower right now. Riley has just been going all out all day today. I haven't gotten any break except for that break we took at the shelter, Story Spring Shelter, and now Riley wants to go up. Riley, come on, dude. Come on. No, Riley. No. We don't need to go up there. Come on, Riley. I am just getting... Just take a break, Riley. Calm down. Calm down, Riley. I have just been really working up an appetite. I had a granola bar earlier. Stratton Pond, it's supposed to be 3 miles from here. That says 3.2. Stop whining, Riley. Riley, hold up, man. Yeah, I am really hungry. Looking forward to my dinner tonight. Hold up, Riley. I had a stick of beef jerky after my granola bar, which someone had given to me previously as Trail Magic. And the same person also gave me these peanut butter packets. And here is Mr. Skyler. Riley is super excited to see him. So I'll let Skyler come in peace. I'll turn my camera off here. Welcome to the summit. Riley, you want to go up? You are such a good boy. It's going to be tricky getting down, Riley. Riley, hold up, buddy. You know what? I don't know if this is such a good idea. Honestly, I think this is good enough view here. Riley, stay here. All right, so yeah, we can see an awesome view from right up here. I think this is good enough. I don't really want to go further. Not with Riley. Hold up, buddy. It's okay, Riley. There's another tower down there. All right, Riley, come on. Let's get back down. Riley, hold up. Stay there. All right, so we're gonna get down. All right, so we've gotten down. Riley's safe and sound, and I'm just gonna let Riley stay down here. He can rest up, and I'm gonna walk up. I think that is the prudent and wise decision. It's okay, Riley. I'll be down in just a bit. Riley will do anything to be with his people, including walking up these super steep stairs. I put my rain jacket on. It's okay, Riley. It's okay, buddy. It's okay. Riley, it's okay, buddy. Shh, it's okay. Getting close here. I'm putting all my faith in the sturdiness of this fire tower.
All he said was liberal baby powder and then walked past.
All right, hello. Right here. I was already eating this on trail when I got here. I just had it in my pocket.
Nice.
I ate the granola bar.
Yeah.
I had a little stick of beef jerky in my fanny pack. I ate that, and then this was in my pocket, and I'm almost done with this. And this is helping to satisfy my hunger. I was super hungry, and I'm still going to be very, very excited to eat dinner and break into that cheese. Oh, it's nice that there's glass up here to temper the wind a little bit.
Right?
Yeah.
I was gonna stand here and wait for Rome. I haven't seen him in a long time, so. I did. How did that happen?
Do you know where the different mountains are?
Actually, don't.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Burlington's over there.
Big one.
And Greylock is that way.
Okay.
You can see the tower.
Oh, the tower on top of Grand. Oh wow, yeah.
So, wait, what happened?
Okay. I don't have good vision, but whatever. I can see the tower over there. There's a tower somewhere over there.
Yeah, I'm curious what that is.
Yeah, mine
The
is-
sun tells me it is 6:15. The sun. That's what the sun tells me.
Oh,
That's just my estimate based on where the sun is.
650 is gonna be around.
Okay. Gotta do better. Gotta work on it.
Yeah.
Gotta practice more.
So,
At least I'm within the hour.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
I love you.
But that's all the more reason to get going. We have like an hour of daylight.
The list of stuff.
So-
It's kind of an
An hour
expensive
more.
list.
Well, I mean, an hour until the sun sets, and then we have a
Okay.
little bit more until
Yeah.
till the daylight's until it's gonna be completely dark. But
Okay, I'm just
I
gonna get
will-
up a couple of
let's-
texts while I have service.
yeah,
so
take your time, man.
I'll head down.
Yeah. All right, it's good that I wore my rain jacket up here to blunt the wind, because my shirt is sweaty, so it's wet. And so when the wind blows on it, it makes it feel even colder. Those are my gold trekking poles lying on the ground down there. So we have 3 miles to go until the shelter. And I think by the time I get there, it's gonna be dark. So that seems like a good destination target for tonight. And when we get there, it'll be exactly 15 miles to go, or 15 miles on the day for us, assuming we get there. And if we get there, it'll be, I believe I checked this earlier, it'll be mile 1647.4 exactly. And what does that mean? What does that mean? Well, what it means is that we'll have 550.0 miles exactly until the summit of Mount Katahdin to do until, approximately October 15th, which is exactly 50 days away after today, which means we need to maintain an average over the next 50 days of exactly 11.0 miles, assuming we get the next 3 miles done today. Of course, as we continue to hike, and if we get more than 11 miles done, in the subsequent days, we'll be able to reduce that further and make it easier on us. But yeah, those are the things that I think about. Mr. Riley, you're safe and sound. I love you so much. Good boy. You didn't get in any trouble while we were having a good time up there.
No,
Yeah.
10 miles.
Yeah. Actually, one thing I forgot to say earlier, but Big Ramen mentioned it at the shelter last night. My guidebook tells me that this is the mountain that Benton MacKaye.
Oh, yeah.
So let me actually look at my guidebook and see what it says specifically.
I think either from you or...
Well, Big Ramen mentioned it at the shelter earlier, but I had seen it already in my guidebook.
Okay.
Well, I knew that the long trail had inspired the AT. I've read that before, but I think what that means, the reason people say that is because this is the mountain, apparently, where... Hey, buddy. Hey, it's okay. I know, Riley. It's okay.
My mom fact-checked that, and this is, in fact, the place where the AT was thought of.
Yes. Nice. Yeah, so my guidebook here says... Says... Yes, Stratton Mountain here. Stratton Mountain Lookout Tower, Caretaker Cabin, which is that thing right there.
Mm-hmm.
Summit on which Benton MacKaye was inspired to propose creation of the AT. So this has historical significance. You're fine.
Riley.
All right. So Riley and I are hiking in the dark here, and Skylar's in front of us, and actually he has some news. Yeah, you just shared some news with me, right?
Yep.
You gotta.
I got big news.
You gotta. Yeah. So you want to share it?
Yes. So I am.
Riley, hold up, buddy. Sorry.
I am officially Nacho.
Your trail name.
Trail name.
Yes.
Determined.
Yes. Congrats. And so we can hike while we talk.
There's
Yeah.
a few reasons.
Hold up, Riley.
Number one is I live on Notch Road.
Notch Road. Yes. Notch.
Yes. So it's an ode to home, my family.
Yes.
And number two is like I love nachos. Who doesn't? Can't.
I love nachos too. Yes.
Number three is we were just talking about Doritos, and
Yes.
we were discussing Cool Ranch versus Nacho,
Yes.
and you chose Cool Ranch, which I respect.
Even though I like both, but yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. But I chose Nacho.
Oh, as you're like you prefer nacho cheese over Cool Ranch.
Exactly.
Got it. And I would say I prefer Cool Ranch over nacho cheese.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Hold up, Riley. Hold up, buddy. It's okay.
If I could even have a like flip to
Sure.
spicy Nacho,
Yes.
but that's just too long. I don't for the trail name, so I'm just good with Nacho.
That's good.
So that's it.
Yeah. Well, congratulations. And
Thank you.
Riley, hold up. You said you can't wait to have some nachos?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Yes, that's awesome. So, Riley, hey, we're gonna get there. Riley. It's harder for me to control Riley when I'm holding the camera here. He keeps using the opportunity to sneak ahead.
Let's get in the frame.
Yes. So we are on the other side of Stratton Mountain. Riley, hold up, buddy. And I checked far out a little while ago, and oops, I'm fine. And it said we had 1.6 miles to go to the shelter area, and that's where we're headed. There is a shelter there, a rather large shelter. It's supposed to sleep 16 people, and there's also tenting space around the shelter, and just a 0.1 mile side trail to get there. So we should be getting close.
It is 8:40.
8:40, yes. And when I checked my phone, it was like 8:03. So yeah, we definitely should be getting close.
Yeah.
Riley, hey, hold up. And it's helpful that we're able to combine our headlamps as we're walking. And yes, Fire Master and Rome decided not to come to the shelter. Anyway, I'll leave it at that.
Big Ramen is maybe.
I'm not sure where. Yeah, Big Ramen was still up on the summit of Stratton Mountain when Nacho and I and Riley decided to hike on.
I'm still getting used to being called Nacho.
I know, really. Well, it'll be good to when you see. You'll probably see Rome and Fire Master tomorrow, and
I'll have to let them know.
yeah, and then they more people can start calling you that.
Nice.
Yeah. Anyway, so it's actually a really nice night out. Nice temperature. I continued to wear my rain jacket ever since leaving the mountain, since I was feeling kind of chilly up there. But it seems like it's a combination of getting moving, so I'm feeling warmer because of that. But it also feels, just as we're declining in elevation, that it's a little bit warmer. Hold up, buddy. And yes, the snacks that I had earlier, the granola bar, the beef jerky, and the peanut butter definitely helped to get me through these last few miles. But I'm definitely looking forward to having some dinner tonight. And like I say every night, I'm looking forward to doing some reading. All right, hello again. Just want to close out the day here for Monday, August 26th, day number 116. So Riley and I and Nacho, aka Skylar, but his trail name is now Nacho. We made it to the Stratton Pond Shelter area, and we both decided to set up our tents here. We walked in together, and I saw a tent site initially, just to the side of the side trail, and offered Nacho to stay there, since I knew he was interested in setting up his tent tonight. He's today's day 3 for him on the long trail, and he's stayed in shelters the previous 2 nights, and he mentioned, well, during our conversations, he was talking about how it'd be nice to stay in his tent tonight so he could get some more privacy and get a better night's sleep. So yeah, so he's got a good tent site, and then I and Riley, we continued up the side trail to where the shelter was. And of course, it was already dark. It was like 9 o'clock when we got here, and I didn't want to bother anybody in the shelter. And I also just I prefer tenting. So I walked down to continued walking down the trail, and I eventually walked all the way down to the end of the trail, because there were a few people who had already set up their tents in particular spots. But at the very end of the trail, I was able to find a nice spot to set up our tent. And this is also nice because we're a little farther away from the other people, so we have more privacy here. So yeah, so we're here. We're safe and sound in our tent. It is currently 9:43 p.m. and good day today. We pretty much hiked the whole day with Nacho. I guess his name is Skylar most of the day, and then it wasn't until very near the end of the day that he decided that Nacho would be his trail name. So yeah, we hiked almost the entire day with him. The only bad thing about tonight is I thought there was going to be a water source like right at the shelter, especially with it being called Stratton Pond Shelter. I knew that the pond would be close by, but apparently it was like as we walked down the side trail, I realized that it would be like another 0.2 miles to walk to the pond. And I already have enough water to get us through the night, so I didn't want to walk any more than I needed to. So I basically have like 2/3 of a liter on me. So that's enough to get us through the night. It would be nice to have more. I mean, lots of things would be nice. You can't have everything, but we have enough water to get us through the night, and then we can just get more water tomorrow when we continue the hike. So yeah, I didn't mention earlier. So Rome and Firemaster, they had the awesome idea when they were up on the summit of Stratton Mountain to actually spend the night there. And I think they're actually planning to, well, I'm pretty sure they're planning to actually sleep in the lookout tower, which is pretty amazing. I think epic would be a nice word to describe that. Like there's enough. I walked up to the lookout tower and walked all the way up to the top, and there's enough room. I mean, I wasn't, when I was there, I wasn't thinking about this, but apparently Firemaster was thinking about it, and she was like, there's enough room to sleep up here. And so she was clearly intrigued by the idea and just concerned whether it would be okay to do so. And she rationalized it by saying that, well, there's no sign saying you can't sleep up here. And there was also nobody up there to tell her that she couldn't sleep up there. And she's also not hurting anybody by doing that. And yeah, and she wants to do it. So, and it's a historic spot for given that apparently Benton MacKaye got the original inspiration for creating the AT when he was up on the summit of Stratton Mountain many years ago. And in addition to that, they were able to see the sunset tonight, and they'll be able to see an amazing sunrise tomorrow morning. It's going to be chilly. I would assume it's going to be chilly up there, so they need to wear all their warm clothes, which I'm sure they have sufficient warm clothes to keep warm. So yeah, I think that's awesome that they're doing that. I'll look forward to hearing how their night was the next time I see them, probably sometime tomorrow. But I'm definitely not jealous of them. I'm happy to be in our tent, safe and sound on the ground, and it's definitely a little warmer, definitely warmer down here than it would be high up in that tower up there. So I'm happy to be where I am, and I think it's awesome that they're doing what they want to do and getting to see an awesome sunset and sunrise. Definitely an awesome adventure for them tonight. So yeah, good day today. I started out by banging my knee against a rock as literally just in my first few footsteps out of the campsite, because Nacho was heading out with us. He was nice enough to come in and say hi this morning when he was passing by. And Riley was just so excited to get going, and he just like pulled me down with him, and I banged my knee against this rock, and it's definitely tender now as I touch it, and it was bothering me today as I was walking, but I felt like it was getting better towards the end of the day. It was bothering me most on the uphills, actually, when I was really using my leg muscle and my right leg muscle to help power me up. And it's definitely tender now. But I think it's going to be all right. I think it just needs some rest. So hopefully a good rest tonight will do it well, and hopefully it'll continue to feel better tomorrow. And Nacho's knee was bothering him as well today. He's actually planning to, he only has a 10-mile day planned for tomorrow because he has a resupply box in the town of Peru, which is it's getting to Vermont Route 11 and in the opposite direction of Manchester Center. So he's going to go in and pick up his resupply box and stay with a family friend, he told me, tomorrow night. So he only has 10 miles to do tomorrow, and then he said he might even take a 0 the following day to give his knee some additional rest. So that's what his plans are. He actually made a joke earlier tonight that me and Riley could just decide not to do the rest of the AT when we get to Main Junction, which is where the AT and the long trail diverge, and we could just hike with him for the rest of the long trail as he continues up the long trail. And I thanked him very much for his offer, and then I counter offered that he could just join Riley and I on the AT for the rest of the time, instead of continuing on the long trail. So we had a good laugh at that. Riley is curled up right next to my leg right now, getting nice and comfy. And the other thing I thought was interesting is sorry, I just yawned, had a big yawn. Yeah, Nacho, we were talking about books earlier, and Nacho mentioned two books that am interested in reading now that he mentioned them to me. So he mentioned his favorite book of all time that he's read is called Shantorum, and it's spelled Shantraam, but it's pronounced Shantorum, I believe. So like there's a vowel between the T and the R. And he mentioned that he learned about it from his mom and his brother, who have both read it before, and they both really enjoyed the book. And so he decided to read it, and he really enjoyed the book. So, and he said it's like 1,000 pages. Anyway, so I that's something that I'm gonna keep in mind as a future read. And he also mentioned that another book that he's actually listening to an audio tape on the trail right now is called, I think it's called The Gold Finch. And that was another book that was recommended to him by his mom and his brother. Which sounds like his mom and his brother have some good book recommendations. So those are two books that I want to keep in mind for future reading, and I jotted the names down so I have a handy reference for it. So I thought that was interesting. Some good book recommendations. So I think that's all for now. Closing out day number 116. We have 50 days left until and including October 15th, and we have 550 miles to go to reach 2197.4. We're currently at mile 1647.4, and we hiked exactly 15 miles today. And so that means we have, with 550 miles to go and 50 days left, we need to average exactly 11 miles per day. So that is definitely doable. Obviously the terrain is going to get more difficult, but I still think it's definitely doable. And it just depends on what other obstacles we encounter. But at least we have, at least it's seems doable. So we just got to keep our nose to the grindstone and keep plugging away and continue to try to enjoy this adventure. So with that, I will say goodnight. I hope everyone is doing well, as always, and we'll check in tomorrow.